Let me ask you a quick question right now. Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Well, I'm assuming if you're here, you have, and if not, this isn't going to matter as much to you. But have you ever seen a D20 used as a damage die? Yeah, that's what I thought. Why not? Why has it never been used as a damage dice? Now, I have no inherent answer to this. I'm not here acting like I was like the Wizard of the Coast conspiracy. As you can see, I didn't even do a conspiracy board for this because there's not that much to go off of. But I just found it very interesting why exactly this wasn't done as so. Like, why is D20s not used as a damage dice? It works. It's actually a way, like, I've seen in official Dungeons and Dragons books things that say, like, why do 10d10 or even 2d10 when you could just do 1d20? That consolidates the amount of rolls you have to do, and it actually lowers the minimum amount of damage somebody can take, which will make combat a whole lot more dynamic, and will give the players maybe the second chance they need, or maybe give the monsters the second chance they need, depending on the context. And again, it's the same thing goes for D100s. I know I already mentioned it, but D100s aren't used in damaging at all, even though I have seen things Wizards of the Coast have said deal 10d10 damage. Did you forget about percentile dice? 2d10? Why not just a d20? Now, there could be a couple reasons for it. Is it to disassociate them from people's heads? Is it to differentiate attack rolls and damage rolls for the new players? And to a degree, it might be. I know for a while I didn't actually use damage in my games, and I would just roll a d20 and deal that much damage. I was 12. But I do find it odd that they don't use either of these dice, because like D20 I can get. You use it for almost all of the game. It is the ability check dice, whether you like it or not. But the D100s seem to be a lot less of that. I mean, they're percentile dice, of course, but that doesn't mean they only have to be used for percentiles. I mean, it's a D100. You can use it to roll 10d10 with less d10s. And I just find it odd that they decide to do it in this more convoluted way, in this manner where you have to roll more dice. It could say something about the company as a whole, that they want more dice to be required to play their silly little dice game, so then you have to spend more money on dice maybe, but even that doesn't really make that much sense. Because in theory, you can just sit there waiting there for a couple of seconds, rolling a d10 over and over and over again a number of times. But still, we have these opportunities where we could honestly go straight into one roll. Did they make D100s for a reason? Did they make percentile dice for a reason? I do think so. Why are they not used when they could be aptly applied in multiple situations? I don't know. There could be a part of taboo with D100s. It's like, oh, they're the percentile ones. They decide everything. I know for me as a DM, I use percentile dice to make decisions for me occasionally, just to see where it goes, just sort of luck of the draw. But a D100s are used in things such as tables, but so are all the other dice. D20s, all of the damage dice. So why can't D20s and D100s be damage dice? And personally, I don't think there's any problem with it. Personally, in my homebrew, I will use D20s, I will use D100s in my damage numbers if it applies. Because of course, some things that make sense to do 2d10, to raise that, to lower that minimum to 2 instead of to 1. Same reason you can use D12s instead of D6s. It's honestly a matter of preference. D8 instead of 2d4, it just depends on where you want to set the minimum at. And there are definitely situations where maybe the minimum should be 1 on a roll with the maximum of 20. And I don't know why we don't really see D20s or D100s used for damage. So that was just a little bit of a tangent from me. Of course, no conspiracy board today. There's just not that much to put up visually. But conspiracy boards are still being worked out. I basically did a bunch of conspiracy boards, then I posted them. So, you know, still gotta do more. So that will be coming in the coming weeks and months. If you did like the video, like it. If you do like this content, consider giving me a subscription. Costs you nothing, and maybe you'll see a couple more of my amazing videos. But with that, I guess I gave you something to think about today, and I'll see you guys down in the comment section.